Hi, Joe. We're so glad that we can meet with you today, and we're really excited to talk to you about this reset plan that we've come up with you. Today we have Nikki, Shishida, and Katie on the call, as well as myself, Stephanie, and let's get started. So from your video, which we've all watched and analyzed and um, reviewed, we've come up with some current challenges that we've noticed, those being lack of trust, fear of conflict, lack of commitment, and lack of accountability. And we've noticed that some of the specific pain points that you've described were the lack of team cohesion and not working together to solve teams, specifically um, with Jill and William not getting projects done or having accountability to the rest of the team. No real vision or goal. Everybody is there to make money, so you say, but we need to have a little bit more of a reason why everybody shows up to work every day. And then lack of vulnerability at every level. And that includes yourself as the leader, but it also includes um, everyone on your team because without trust, the team cannot be a highly effective team. We just want to make sure that you have read Patrick Lencioni's The Five Dysfunctions of a Team because we feel like your team can relate in many ways and you guys can build a successful team once you take care of the problems that we're seeing. So in the next few slides, Shishida and Nikki will talk to you about our three-step plan that we have planned for you. And then Katie will go into the scoreboard and the thematic goal and those things. So
Okay, so this is our three-step plan that we really feel like if you follow this, you're going to be guaranteed to improve your team cohesiveness. The first thing is having an offsite meeting. This meeting needs to be mandatory. And many things can happen at this offsite meeting, but the purpose of it really is to help begin building that trust between you and between all of your team members. There's many of your team members that you mentioned in the video, Juan and Jill and Sawyer, and many others that are struggling to trust each other and to get along with that. And the offsite meeting can help with that. It just helps to find a place that's distraction free. But a couple of important keys at this offsite meeting will be how important it is for you to go first as the leader, to be vulnerable first before anybody else. At this meeting, you'll also be creating your team norms. The team norms are basically rules that you live by or that you work by. It's everything that people agree to behave, rules that they agree to behave by. And that's going to be really important moving forward with your team. And the last thing about the offsite meeting and future meetings is that it's really important that you let go of consensus. You don't need to have consensus. Once this trust is built and your team has allowed for conflict, then it's important for you to acknowledge and listen to other people's perspectives, but then be decisive in the directions that you feel like are best for the company. Step two is going to be establishing consistent team meetings. Now, those team meetings may start by weekly and then move to monthly later on. It's really important for you to include everybody, including the remote people, in these team meetings to help reinforce the trust that you've built at the offsite, and also to continue reinforcing those conflict norms and team norms. We have included a sample meeting agenda for you. It's important to make sure that those stay focused with not discussing too many issues at each meeting, and just keeping it very consistent. Consistency is key, along with following through to help encourage people to be accountable for the goals and things that they are working through.
So for step three, Joe, we want to talk to you about establishing real peer-to-peer accountability. Right now, we notice that in your team, you have a lot of issues that goes straight to you, which means that you end up being the fixer. So the problem is that with that is that your team never really learns to address the issues directly with each other. So, for example, if Sawyer or Doug comes up to you with a problem that they have with another team member, don't just jump in to fix it for them. Instead, you can ask questions like, "Have you talked to them about it yet?" I think questions like this will help you to teach them to develop the skills that they need to address the issues that they have with each other head on without having you to be the middle person. And another piece for you is to model the kind of accountability that you want to see in your team. Just like how Nikki mentioned earlier, it has to start with you because you are the leader. So that means you need to be asking all the tough questions and be able to take the feedback that you receive from your team seriously so that that shows that you take accountability seriously as well. And then the other thing with setting the establishing peer-to-peer accountability is to set the expectation that everyone in your team will do the same. So you as the leader will need to be able to receive and give feedback as well as each member of your team. We think that when feedback becomes part of the culture or the norm in your team, it will feedbacks will start to feel more of a positive reinforcement or a way for the team to be better and to be able to work more cohesively with each other instead of seeing it as a criticism. So, Joe, over time, we think that this approach will build trust in your team, and it reduces the need for you to step in every time there's an issue or a problem. And it creates a way for your team to be more responsible with each other and not just to you as their leader. We think that that's when you'll start to see stronger relationships, and your team will be able to foster more problem-solving skills at a higher level of commitment.
We also feel like establishing a thematic goal will also help build your culture with unity and accountability. And in these three, um, or the thematic goal that we suggest is to strengthen team cohesion through establishing clear, open communication and reliable follow through. We feel that this type of goal would be important to establish your North Star for your company, to establish the vision, mission, and the unity for all team members to have a shared purpose and a shared vision, to make sure that everyone is working cohesively as a team. In these three, we also think that there should be three objectives defined. The first one being vulnerability-based trust. This could be helpful by establishing group meetings, having a 5-minute check-in where each person has to come up with a word of how they're feeling so that they are validated and can go over more details. Also allowing for more peer shout-outs to really establish that vulnerability-based trust amongst the team members. We also feel like having all remote workers such as Sawyer being a part of these would also help to build the trust as a team. And possibly also mandating a monthly company meeting to go over any quarterly changes, just to make sure everybody is on the same page. The second objective is to set clear objectives and roles, providing an organizational chart, a vision board with the mission, and allowing each team to really feel draw lines for each team to see how they're contributing to the overall goal and really help build that trust and accountability. And the third one is accountability that is effective company-wide. Investing in a software such as Asana that will allow publicly visible tasks can really help establish accountability to make sure nothing is falling through the cracks, and also have a way to have all communication documents all in one place. Creating a scoreboard, we suggest Asana project. This helps with establishing conflict miner in each meeting that will help collect all the action items to make sure that everybody's staying on task and nothing is left unsaid. And also helping with breaking down each subtask and creating any widgets and making sure everything is on a tracking goal progress. And the Asana board also has a board where you can see all of the projects in one screen. so you can see and track progress throughout the whole company. And these are other items that the project can do. Each member can have their own task, create an assignee person and a date. That way everybody's staying on goal, on target, and making sure that everything is by agenda and not going into a meeting and not knowing what the agenda is.
So in conclusion, we believe that this three-step plan and the use of a thematic goal and the scoreboards will help you address the challenges that you're facing with trust, accountability, conflict, and commitment. And we want to make sure that you feel properly supported in these actions. And so we want to set up another meeting in a couple of weeks to see how implementation is going. And if you have any other questions and want to talk through some other concepts or suggestions that we have for you. So let us know. And we know that you can accomplish this because you have the commitment for your team and that you care about your team and you want the best for them. So have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.